Hi people, it's me again obviously, Moreno Ravenberg as always and as usual. Yeah, as you can tell, this article is going to be, this video with the corresponding article that you'll find alongside anything else or everything else that's interesting or of interest is linked in the description of this video. Now, this topic as a whole is going to be about the Fourth Pentacle of Jupiter. Give me a moment. Yeah. Now, for those of you that have been following me, and for years, ever since at least 2018, you'll be aware of the fact, you'll be familiar with this pentacle, specifically that I have it tattooed on either my left or my right arm, on this arm in any case. You can still see it here, okay? That's what the Fourth Pentacle of Jupiter is like. Now, this pentacle specifically specializes in wealth. And I'm briefly going to read the description. The Fourth Pentacle of Jupiter, it serveth to acquire riches and honor and to possess much wealth. Its angel is burial. It should be engraved upon silver in the day and hour of Jupiter when he is in the sign Cancer. And then you've got the editor's note from any copy, from a basic copy of the Greater Key of Solomon, the Order of the Pentacles. Editor's note, above the magical sigil is the name Iya. Below it are the names of the angel Adoniel and Burial, the letters of the latter being arranged about a square of 4 compartments. Around is the versicle from Psalm, in Roman numerals, I can't remember exactly. I think Psalm C is 50, X is 10, so 62 I think. CXII, paragraph 3. Wealth and riches are in his house and his righteousness endureth forever. Yeah. Now, quick explanation is that my beloved Lord of Lords, Lord Sandalphon, he is the one that pitched this idea to me approximately 4 months ago, before that. Let's just say around September, October last year, 2023. Now, I received this beauty in November. I received it in November the 20th, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, I received it in November. Let me just double check. Hold on for one moment. Specifically, yes, November the 20th. Because I had to order it, and obviously, the whole process regarding or involving having it made and whatnot with all my instructions, perfectly down to the letter, even if I say so myself, of course, as always. And as usual, with all of that, I received the final product around November the 20th. Now, this pentacle, I use it for boosting and managing and related, related onto my counseling business, MorenoRavenbergCounseling.com. And yeah, of course, I knew I wouldn't be disappointed. Readings, etc., and everything prior already indicated that it was a great idea, and I have no complaints, honestly. What the process before, when I first established my counseling business, one of the default things that you need to do to make it rank higher, it's called SEO, search engine optimization, in any search engine, so Google, Bing, and whatnot, is that you need to drive traffic to it. And I found something quite fascinating. The Fourth Pentacle of Jupiter, specifically regarding the Fourth Pentacle, 2 angels appear when I thingy it, and not the 2 angels specifically mentioned, only one of them, quote unquote, only one of them. Lord Burial and Lord Ophaniel, these are the 2 angels, okay? They're both angels with strong lunar affinities. Burial is lunar, Ophaniel is also lunar, but it's not a black and white issue with him. He has other energies, primarily mercurial energy, that acts as an additional, as a just plain addition to his makeup, his energetic makeup. So, not the angel specifically mentioned. Yes, when I work with the Fourth Pentacle of Jupiter, so I have it by default, these 2 guys are around it. With Burial, people that have been following me, they know that Burial is an OG of mine. He's like, Burial is a veteran. He's one of the very first spirits I worked with ever since I was a beginner, dating as far back as 2017. We're going on a decade ago, 7 years ago. And yeah, the 2 angels that are mentioned on the pentacle itself are Burial and Adoniel. But Adoniel is not specifically did not specifically appear because for miscellaneous reasons that are just included in the equation that make up this venture. Instead, Lord Ophaniel, I prefer to call him by the, just pronounce his name flat, Ophaniel, just like Bariel and Ophaniel. I prefer to these two guys appear when I prefer to call them like in their original, how I assume that they're originally called in Hebrew. In any case, Lord Bariel and Ophaniel, Bariel and Ophaniel, what have you. Okay, tomato. In any case, these two guys appear. Ophaniel was a new addition, and in the sense that I had not worked with him or had never met him yet as an entity. Either way, they're both doing marvelously well. Now, there are two examples that I can give. Example number one, the whole traffic thing I mentioned earlier, the driving traffic to my website. I simply approached someone on Fiverr, so fiverr.com, to drive traffic to my website because I already had prior experience with that person. And it's not a big deal, nothing like really. You pay a guy like $50 from India, most likely. Yeah, if I recall correctly, India or Pakistan. And he drives traffic to your website, but you can expect like a couple of hundreds of visitors. Well, thanks to these two guys, that couple of hundred turned into, in total, close to 10,000, I think, approximately. So yeah, and I could immediately tell that they were behind it, that the pentacle as a whole and the energies that make up who it is or what it is, that it was responsible for that monstrous level of traffic. I essentially got like traffic from all over the world, like countries all across the world, pretty much every country in the world, or at least most countries in the world. I got traffic driven to my website for only $100, honestly, approximately, over the course of a month or two or three. And with that, everything was set regarding search engine optimization, SEO. Now, for actual inquiries, I did get inquiries, I'm not going to lie. I did get people that legitimately wanted counseling or were in need of counseling. Not a lot, but I'll explain in a second why that's the case. I think I got like 3 people, but I personally chose to not help them. I mean, it's a personal decision of mine. I have my reasons and whatnot, so I simply did not respond to their inquiries and related. And now, the only reason that obviously there aren't like 200 customers knocking down the door is because there are no opportunities that can be utilized at the moment. So the general consensus from these two guys and the Pinnacle as a whole is like, the second an opportunity or opportunities present themselves, we'll immediately hop on it, which is obvious, like duh. But as things currently stand, there is no one in particular that is in need of and or needs and has use of counseling. But either way, you know, the business is still booming and whatnot. I can clearly tell based on the monstrously high level of energy that even now is flowing through me. I host a ritual every Thursday when Jupiter is at its strongest. And yeah, that's pretty much it. An FYI to people, for anyone that was doubting for whatever reason, honestly, just an FYI, for anyone that was doubting this venture in any way, shape or form, in the sense of, you know, maybe in the future you'll get rid of this business or just call it quits. Nope. This business, my MorenoRavenbergCounseling.com, is metaphorically an extension of MorenoRavenberg.com, and to say it's the understatement of the century, so to speak, if I say that I didn't go through all that trouble for nothing, because obviously this was a considerable investment. The Pinnacle was created from pure silver, and it was definitely not cheap based on everything. Not to mention having my business registered at the local Chamber of Commerce for the sake of efficiency and optimality and whatnot. Going through all of that trouble. So, and again, Moreno Ravenberg is here to stay permanently, period. For the rest, it's all good. No complaints, no issues. So that's simply what I wanted to share with people, because it's been 4 months and this is MorenoRavenbergCounseling.com is the new norm within the context of this topic. And beloved Fourth Pentacle of Jupiter does just fine with beautiful Lord Bariel and Lord Ophaniel, Lord Bariel and Ophaniel. And again, like I said, that was it. Before I go, check the article. I more or less say the same things that I've said in this video, with the exception of the fact that there are a bunch of interesting links, and especially at the end, listen closely to me, at the end you'll find a zip file with everything that you want to view. Everything that I've explained, you'll see a video and neat pictures of what the pentacle looks like, what the altar in my temple looks like, and whatnot, and related. You'll see the altar of the Fourth Pentacle of Jupiter. You'll see the paperwork in relation to my business, registry extract, and all of that on the altar itself. Because, like I said, the Pentacle manages the whole thing. It boosts, manages, and related under the guise of my beloved Lord of Lords Sandalphon. It boosts. It takes care of everything, just the likes of which I described earlier in the beginning of this. This video and this topic as a whole, and anything and everything else interesting that you would like to take a look at, you can zoom in on the pinnacle. You can see everything in crystal clear detail, and you'll also see a short video regarding the traffic stipulation that I mentioned earlier, the monstrous levels of traffic, because I documented all of that. Again, you'll find all of that in the zip file in the article. Bye bye.